Rwanda is making remarkable strides in its economy. Trade is one of the pillars of Rwanda's economic growth. This was possible thanks to measures that the country put in place to create a favorable business environment. Several infrastructure facilities were availed to ease doing business. Thanks to those measures, Rwanda is ranked as the second easiest place to do business in Africa. Businesses involving Rwanda include internal businesses and cross-border businesses. We are going to focus on cross-border trade between Rwanda and the DRC. An estimated 70,000 people cross Rusizi and Rubavu borders on a daily basis. A third of these travelers are cross-border traders dominated by the youth and women. Through the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, in collaboration with the World Bank, carried out activities aimed at streamlining cross-border trade between Rwanda and the DRC. The activities included organization of trainings for traders, sensitizing traders on the formation and management of cooperatives. More importantly, the project supported the establishment of cross-border market facilities. The interventions targeted improved cross-border trade and living conditions of involved traders.
As a ministry, in the government of Rwanda, we are committed in facilitating smooth cross-border trade and also providing key infrastructures which are key to supporting cross-border trade. Moreover, what we really do, and our mandate, is to make sure that we also build capacity of small-scale cross-border traders, among which we have a majority of women. I think between 80% and 90% of cross-border traders are women. So this is very important for our ministry to make sure that inclusion in the economic activities of the country is also at the forefront of what we do. And it is expected that this infrastructure will really allow producers, especially of agricultural products, and the growers in our country, the cooperatives with the markets, and essentially, being a tool to reduce poverty in border communities.
Since its launch in 2016, the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project carried out several activities. Some of the activities were fully achieved, while others are still going on.
It's a project that is co-implemented with 3 countries, Uganda, Rwanda, and DRC. And these 3 countries have different interventions. In the choice that the government of Rwanda did, we had to choose certain infrastructures that would be capped under this project. And here we have the cross-border market of the Masheche, which I think you visited. We are putting up a similar cross-border market in Rusizi at Bugarama. And then we are also doing some upgrades of the airport of Kamembe. So far, good enough where we are. It has taken some time to really get where it is, but good enough. It is at a very interesting stage. Generally, averagely, the upgrading of the airport, I think when you have a session with the RAC, you will hear more. But at the point, the average intervention at the airport is around 60%. The Masheche, we are almost going to get the market handed over because it is at 96%. Bugarama, we just kicked off, but we should have the market also completed within this fiscal year, towards the end of this financial year, mid-2021. And over and above the infrastructures, we also have other activities that we have been engaged in, which includes trade facilitation with DRCs. Let it be around discussion on simplified trade regimes, dialogue around list of products that can be easily traded across. We have also put around things to do with capacity building for small and medium enterprises to help them understand services and support that can be given for them.
Let's take a tour of the facilities established under the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project. Construction works for the Nyamasheke-based Rugari cross-border market started on December 7th in 2018. The market is adjacent to the shores of the Lake Kivu, forming the border between Rwanda and the DRC. The market was expected to be completed at a cost of 2.5 billion francs. Rugari came as a solution to traders from both sides who voiced concerns over losses caused by operating from a market in poor conditions. Rugari cross-border market is now operational. It is composed of separate areas for livestock and retail goods. It also has rooms reserved for various service providers including restaurants, banks, insurance companies, customs and security organs. Local residents in Rugari welcomed the modern market.
We dearly need this market. Residents of Rugari village used to attend the market in Vitaba. That was too far for an old man like me. Now it will be easy for me to walk to the new market because it is from a short distance. All residents of Machuba sector dearly need to have this market. It is an international market. It was also appreciated by traders from DRC who attend markets here regularly. Traders used to lose animals that died on the way from or to Vitaba market. Now that the new market is close to a lake, animals will be loaded and transported in good conditions to DRC. The location of the market is very good. Pigs taken to the market will stay healthy. When the market was held from there in the past, pigs stayed healthy as they waited to be loaded. I think it will be the same with the new market.
Farmers and other residents in localities surrounding the market have plans to exploit the market profitably.
I'm very happy that I'm employed in this project since a long ago, and I was able to buy several domestic animals. I will be able to pay medical insurance for my family. I'm sure that I will generate more money from increasing livestock production. I expected to raise between 400,000 and 300,000 rand and francs that I will use to start a business in the new market and improve my living conditions. We formed trader groups and cooperatives. They will have separate businesses ranging from selling cows, goats, pigs, bananas, beans, cassava and potatoes. The business will help us to feed our families, make savings and pay for medical insurance.
The new facility prompted us to form a cooperative of women banana dealers. We were very happy to see our village becoming a home for a modern market. It will be easy for us to make savings because the market is equipped with banks.
How are the business people in Nyamasheke district prepared to exploit the new market?
I will rent a room in the new market from where I will continue to run my business. Currently, I have 5 million rand and francs. I will add another 5 to make it 10 million and revamp my business. I will operate from a clean place with standards equipment. I'm ready to make profit from the new market. Now our village is home to a modern market. Convey our heartfelt thanks to the President of the Republic and tell him that residents of Rwaniko village of Rugari Cell will put the market to good use. We will benefit a lot from the new market. We used to get supplies from Gisenyi town or Birambo that required us to make long and tiresome journeys. Now we will be able to get supplies easily as the market is much closer.
For local authorities in Machuba sector, that's home to the market, this is an opportunity for improved living conditions in the area.
We dearly needed to have a market at this port of Rugari. Many local residents were employed in construction works. More than 100 workers were employed for a good time and got their salaries regularly. We did not get any complaint from the workers. It attests to the role of the market in improving lives of local communities. Machuba sector residents are hard workers, which makes me believe that they have now got capital to start businesses in the new market. We will make the market a one-stop area where you can sell or buy small and long livestock as well as food supplies. You will have various merchandise in one proper and standardized market. It will greatly increase business activities. Business people and market goers will have access to a modern and state-of-the-art market.
What are the views of Nyamasheke district authorities with regard to the market and its economic impact?
The market presents employment opportunities for the local populations. It is a capacity of hosting several services that will employ many people. Improved services in the market will lead to increased business activities and number of people using the market. That will also result in an increase of district revenues. An increase of revenues collected by the district means availability of more funds to invest in public services and facilities. This will translate into empowerment and improvement of people's living conditions. The revenue will also be used in maintenance and expansion of the market.
Still in the Western Province, let's move to Rusizi district that's home to Kamembe International Airport. It complements the Kigali International Airport. Kamembe International Airport serves passengers from Rusizi district and DRC's Bukavu traveling to China and Dubai for business. Users of Kamembe Airport appreciated the quality of services there. They also made suggestions on what should be done to take the services to another level.
En tout cas, moi, je suis satisfaite, mais ma seule préoccupation, c'est par rapport au bagage.
Personally, I am satisfied, but we have problems regarding the luggage handling process. We get informed that we will pick our luggage at the final destination in Kamembe, but when we get there, we have to wait for more days to claim the luggage. It would be nice if we got our luggage immediately after arriving at the airport. We wait for 4 days or a week to get our luggage. We wish the luggage handling and transfer time is reduced because it is taking too long. Apart from that issue, other services are good.
Mais à part ça, ça va vraiment.
We appreciate that our luggage are safe, but it would be nice if the time to transfer them to Kigali is reduced. We wish they introduced an early morning flight to Kigali that will help us to get connections immediately without waiting for a long time. Another issue is that it takes a long time for our luggage to get at Kamembe. It is a worrying issue for business people. We have to wait for a whole week to get our luggage from Kigali. If they could allocate 2 planes on the route, one of them would make 2 return flights, including one reserved for the transport of luggage. That would ease our business.
The suggestions were responded to properly. The World Bank, through the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project affiliated to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, on August 23rd in 2019, launched works to upgrade Kamembe Airport so as to increase its passenger handling capacity and working hours. Works on the airport are expected to be completed within 1 year.
We are above 60%, and we are quite moving in a good schedule. And we hope to finish end of this year and hand over the airport in a good condition to the client. So it will be upgraded in the communications, in the safety, in flight operations. They can have a night or afternoon flight. In any weather, they can have a flight operation. It will be safe, and it will have more customers, can handle more passengers, and it will increase the tourism in this area, business, yes. It will be upgraded in a very good condition.
Yeah. Rwanda Airport Company, or RAC, is in charge of managing airports in Rwanda. The managing director of RAC said that once the upgrading works are completed, Kamembe Airport will provide improved services to business and people using it.
Kamembe Airport, which is one of the projects, is our domestic airport, which is being upgraded to facilitate the cross-border trade, where the neighbors from DRC and our citizens in Kamembe and Rusizi and Nyamasheke surrounding will benefit from the flights direct to Kigali. So now you may understand the importance of this upgrade, where all the passengers will be facilitated. Once this project of upgrading Kamembe Airport, Rwanda Airport Company will be able to operate 24 hours at Kamembe, and also we shall be operating in support and facilitating the cross-border trades with those neighbors from DRC. We take this opportunity to thank all the stakeholders in this project, the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, the World Bank, as well as other stakeholders involved in this project.
Bugarama Market in Rusizi district was also targeted by the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project, as it hosts traders from Rwanda, DRC and Burundi. The market attracts many people, but it was operating from inappropriate structures. The government of Rwanda, in collaboration with the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project, agreed to construct a modern market in Bugarama. The foundation stone has been laid and construction works will start soon. Traders using the Bugarama market were worried by the poor state of the market. They are now happy that a new market is going to be constructed.
Iri soko urabona, iri soko ni rizaba riri mpuzamahanga, urabona ko duturanye n'u Burundi, duturanye na Congo.
It is an international market. Our sector's neighbors Burundi, DRC and other sectors in Rwanda. The market will benefit a lot of traders in Bugarama. We used to leave our goods unattended to when taking shelter from the rain. The new market will bring about solutions to many problems that we are facing. It will help traders to make their business more profitable.
Cyane dore ko izafasha abantu mu kwiteza imbere muri ibyo bintu.
The problem is that we were operating from open-air market. When rain falls, businesses are interrupted since traders go for shelter. The market does not have toilets. We are expecting a modern and state-of-the-art market. It will be an appropriate and clean place which will induce its users and traders to embrace cleanliness as well. Operating from an appropriate market will lead us to profits. When border crossing points are closed, I have nowhere to keep my goods. In that case, I have to negotiate a resident of Bugarama to keep for me the goods that I was not able to sell.
It will be a huge facility with enough space for every type of goods. There will be no disorder or mixing of unrelated goods.
Rusizi district authorities believe that activities by the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project will increase sources of revenues for citizens and the district in general.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry, in partnership with the Ministry of Infrastructure and the World Bank, are working on plans to establish a cross-border market on Rusizi 2. There are also plans to put a market on Rusizi 1. Feasibility studies have been conducted and construction works will start soon. There is also a modern market at Rusizi 2 and a one-stop border post from where migration services are accessed. Another modern cross-border market is being constructed in Bugarama at Kamanyora. It is one of the busiest border crossings. A one border post will also be constructed in the area. In my observation, cross-border traders will enjoy improved services in the near future. Even today, they are getting quality services, but their businesses will be much safer and have more value thanks to the new facilities. Cross-border traders will enjoy quality services at the border crossing points.
The implementation of activities planned under the Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project is on track, but there are also challenges slowing progress.
Our intention is that this project should be successfully completed at least not later than June 2022. That is how the current arrangement is. And before that time, we will expect that operationalization of this infrastructure should be at least between above 70%. And when I talk about operationalization, it means the Mashete cross-border market should be occupied and used. We have so far started working on the management of the model, which is already done. We already have very interested and eager to start private SMEs, small businesses that want to go in the market. So we want to really have that market optimally used within the period of the project and make sure that where the gaps are identified, we are able to chip in when we're still into the intervention. And mainly when we talk about gaps, we talk about capacity building, access to different tools to support the small and medium enterprises. That's one. We also want to see if we can build on this intervention to also identify other interventions. And so the success of this intervention opens us to another possible intervention with our different development partners.
Activities aimed at harnessing cross-border trade are guided by the National Cross-Border Strategy. The Minister of Trade and Industry elaborates on new strategies in place.
We are currently reviewing the cross-border trade strategy, especially when we see the path that we've been on in the past 8 years, to take into account, one, the new, I would say, dynamics being socioeconomic dynamics in the region, but also aligning with be it all the feedback we've received, for instance, from the WTO in what they call the peer review of our trade policies, and already I think getting ready as a country for the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, which will start in January next year, and where the component of really regional integration is important.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry will continue to use all possible options to develop cross-border trade because it has turned out to be an important contributor to Rwanda's economic growth. The minister also talks about challenges slowing the implementation of the National Cross-Border Strategy.
One of the challenges I've touched upon is really the global pandemic, which had an impact on the construction projects, but also where we see that the closure of land borders as a result of the pandemic has had a huge impact on cross-border trade. We have managed as a country to find ways to sort of organize our cross-border traders into cooperatives and organize the logistics around how they can still export their products, and that the clients on the other side of the border can also receive the products they were used to come and buy here, and this was done in close collaboration with the Ministry of Health, so that we make sure that the traders that are now transporting consolidated aggregated products do so in a safe manner. However, the traffic or the volume of goods that were exchanged has been impacted, but we continue to work not only with our counterparts in DRC, but also all the stakeholders to make sure that we can increase that volume and find ways that cross-border trade can continue, but in a safe way with the strict preventive measures against the spread of COVID.
Facilitation of cross-border trade plays an important role in development of fruitful commercial activities. The Great Lakes Trade Facilitation Project recorded significant achievements over the last few years regarding cross-border trade development. Is attested by the improved level of professionalism among traders, trainings provided to traders, formation of traders' cooperatives, access to modern cross-border market facilities, and the good people-to-people relations between Rwanda and the DRC residents.